Who is it? Who's there? Who's there?
Lieutenant Columbo is not just a detective character on screen, but an eternal icon of the crime drama genre. With his unique investigative style, he always makes arrogant murderers bow to his intelligence and finesse, delivered through seemingly harmless questions. But behind the rumpled trench coat, the familiar cigar, and the old Peugeot lies a treasure trove of intriguing secrets. Did you know that this role almost went to Bing Crosby instead of Peter Falk? Or that Lieutenant Columbo once had to explain himself to the people of Romania who believed their government was hiding episodes of the show? That's not all the behind-the-scenes stories, such as the Columbo statue in Hungary. Steven Spielberg's surprising appearance as a director, or the mystery surrounding his never-seen wife, are just some of the details that make this series more remarkable than ever. Let's uncover the 20 most fascinating and surprising secrets about Lieutenant Columbo, the character who brought to life one of the most beloved television series of all time. 20. Hidden details you might have missed.
This cheese was on Mr. Stapleton's desk on the night of his death, and the bite mark on this piece of cheese.
Think you've noticed everything when watching Columbo? Think again. The show isn't just captivating because of its clever cases, but also because of the hidden details thoughtfully placed in each episode. Prop settings, and even the cinematography are full of subtle elements that add to the show's uniqueness. For instance, Columbo's beat-up Peugeot 403 isn't just a mode of transportation, but a symbol of his straightforward and distinctive personality. The car stands in stark contrast to the luxurious vehicles often driven by the suspects, emphasizing the clash between the working class and the wealthy elite. Or take the lighting in confrontation scenes between Columbo and the suspect. The light often illuminates the suspect's face, more suggesting they're under scrutiny by the lieutenant. Even seemingly minor details like a coffee cup, a painting on the wall, or an offhand comment can play a significant role in solving a case. These details not only add depth to the show, but also showcase the meticulousness and talent of the production team. This is why Columbo is not just a detective series, but a piece of art filled with subtlety, encouraging viewers to rewatch episodes to discover more hidden gems. 19. The origin of Columbo. Peter Falk may be the most famous face associated with Columbo, but he wasn't the first to bring the character to audiences. Lieutenant Columbo actually made his debut in 1960 on an episode of Chevy Mystery Show portrayed by actor Bert Freed. Freed's version was quite different from the Columbo we've come to love, and the role didn't leave much of an impression. However, the character was revived in 1962 in the stage play Prescription Murder, this time played by Thomas Mitchell. Mitchell brought a closer version of Columbo to life, but still lacked a certain magic. It wasn't until 1968, when the TV movie was produced, that Peter Falk truly brought the character to its peak. Thanks to Falk's talent and creativity, Columbo not only became a beloved figure, but also a cultural icon, living on in the hearts of audiences across generations. 18. Peter Falk and the role of a lifetime.
I mean, little insignificant details. I lose my appetite. I can't eat. You know, there's only one thing that I'm not clear about. Actually, there is one thing. One other thing.
It's hard to imagine anyone other than Peter Falk playing Lieutenant Columbo. But the truth is that this role almost went to Bing Crosby. Initially, the producers wanted the legendary music and film star Bing Crosby to take on the role of Columbo. With his sophisticated demeanor, acting prowess, and fame, Crosby was expected to bring an entirely different kind of detective to life. However, he declined for a completely unexpected reason. The long shooting schedules would interfere with his passion for golf. Luckily, the opportunity fell to Peter Falk. Interestingly, Falk wasn't considered the perfect choice by the producers at first. They felt he wasn't polished or refined enough to play a detective. But when Falk read the script, he immediately realised he was born for the role and was determined to land it. Falk didn't just bring Columbo from the page to life. He transformed the character into a living icon and redefined the image of a television detective. With his rumpled trench coat cigar and unassuming style, Peter Falk turned Columbo into one of the most beloved characters of all time. 17. The similarities between Peter Falk and Columbo. Peter Falk didn't just play Columbo. He was Columbo in real life. Falk admitted that his personality shared many traits with Lieutenant Columbo: simplicity, intelligence, and occasional absent-mindedness. Before becoming an actor, Falk worked as a government employee in Connecticut, serving as a performance evaluation specialist. This job might sound dull, but it perfectly reflects the ordinary man style Columbo represents: someone unassuming, unflashy, but exceptionally effective. Even Columbo's iconic rumpled trench coat was inspired by Falk's real-life wardrobe. It was his own coat. The combination of Falk's true personality and the character of Columbo created an irreplaceable figure. When watching Columbo, audiences didn't just see an actor performing, they felt they were seeing Peter Falk himself, making the character even more authentic and lovable. 16. Steven Spielberg and the first episode. Did you know that Steven Spielberg, the legendary director of Jurassic Park and E.T., directed an episode of Columbo? At just 24 years old, Spielberg was chosen to direct the series' first episode, Murder by the Book. However, Peter Falk wasn't initially convinced of the young man's abilities. Falk thought Spielberg was too green and lacked the experience to handle such a complex episode. Yet, after just a few days of working together, Spielberg changed everyone's minds. He employed creative camera angles, innovative storytelling techniques, and meticulous attention to detail, making the episode one of Columbo's most iconic. Falk later admitted, "This guy is so good, I think he's too big for Columbo." As predicted, Spielberg went on to become one of the greatest directors of all time, but Columbo remains where his illustrious film career began. 15. Jack Cassidy, the familiar killer of the series. If there's a ring among Columbo's murderers, it's Jack Cassidy. The actor appeared as a killer 3 times in legendary episodes like Murder by the Book Publish or Perish and Now You See Him. Cassidy didn't just play a bad guy. He brought an extraordinary charm to his roles, sophisticated, elegant, yet cunning and dangerous. This created the perfect contrast to Lieutenant Columbo, a simple, clumsy man, but extraordinarily intelligent. Cassidy impressed viewers not only with his acting talent, but also with his ability to make each of his villainous characters unique and distinctive. He epitomized the aristocratic murderer that Columbo often faced. Cassidy's presence not only heightened the intrigue of each episode, but also kept audiences glued to their screens, eagerly watching every calculated move he made. When Cassidy and Falk faced off, it wasn't just an on-screen battle, but a showcase of exceptional performances from 2 talented actors. 14. The mystery of Columbo's family. Columbo always speaks about his wife with affection and admiration. He often describes her as an intelligent, sophisticated woman with excellent culinary skills. However, there's something peculiar the audience never sees her on screen. Throughout the series, Columbo frequently mentions his beloved wife, but the character only exists through his words. Sometimes, this leads viewers to wonder, does she really exist, or is it just a ploy by Columbo to distract suspects? Furthermore, in some episodes, Columbo mentions having children, but these details are inconsistent and never clearly confirmed. The mystery surrounding Columbo's family adds to the character's charm. He always keeps a boundary between his personal life and work, leaving audiences perpetually curious without ever getting a definitive answer. This ambiguity is part of what makes Columbo so intriguing and captivating. Shera Denise. Peter Falk's real-life wife also appeared on Columbo. Shera Denise. Peter Falk's real-life wife wasn't just his partner in life, but also an integral part of Columbo. She appeared in several episodes of the series, playing various supporting roles from minor characters to more significant parts as the series progressed. Shera was a talented actress, and when acting alongside her husband, she brought a natural and seamless dynamic to the screen. However, there's an amusing story in one episode. Shera was offered the role of a younger character's love interest, but Peter Falk flatly rejected the idea. No way, Falk said, showing how protective he was of his wife's image. Nevertheless, Shera had plenty of opportunities to shine on Columbo, where she wasn't just Peter Falk's wife, but proved her own acting prowess. Her appearances added depth to the storylines and served as a testament to the love and partnership between the two, both on and off screen. 12. Columbo's canine companion. In Columbo, it's not just the lieutenant's rumpled trench coat and ever-present cigar that stick in viewers' minds, there's also his adorable basset hound. But did you know that this dog almost didn't make it into the show? Initially, NBC wanted to give Columbo a human sidekick. However, instead of a secondary detective, the producers decided on a dog to add appeal without overshadowing the main character. The basset hound was chosen for its lazy, sluggish, but irresistibly charming appearance, a perfect complement to Columbo's relaxed and unassuming demeanour. At first, Peter Falk wasn't thrilled with the idea, believing that between the trench coat cigar and old Peugeot, his character already had enough quirks. But after meeting the dog, Falk immediately fell in love. The dog not only became a wonderful companion, but also another symbol of Columbo's character, making the series even more memorable. 11. What is Lieutenant Columbo's real name? Do you know Lieutenant Columbo's real name? If you think it's Philip Columbo, you've been misled. The name Philip originated from a trivia book and circulated widely, even making its way into the game Trivial Pursuit. However, the truth was revealed in an episode from the first season when Columbo flashes his badge. It clearly shows his real name as Frank Columbo. This was the only time viewers were given an official answer. Yet even with the confirmation, the name Philip has persisted in pop culture as a humorous anecdote. Regardless of his name, Lieutenant Columbo remains an unforgettable character in the hearts of fans. 10. Columbo's unique storytelling formula. If you've watched Columbo, you've likely noticed that the series doesn't follow the typical detective story format. Instead of the classic whodunit, who is the culprit, Columbo flips the script with a how catch 'em. How to catch the culprit formula. From the very beginning of each episode, the audience already knows who the murderer is, how they committed the crime, and their motive. What makes the series captivating is Columbo's journey. His seemingly bumbling, slow-paced, yet razor-sharp approach to unraveling the mystery and cornering the killer. This groundbreaking approach shifts the focus from discovering the culprit's identity to showcasing how Columbo uses his intelligence, keen observation, and deceptively innocent questions to make suspects reveal their mistakes. This uniqueness turned Columbo into an icon of the detective genre, keeping fans hooked as they watched him outsmart wealthy, powerful, and cunning criminals. 9. Peter Falk's favourite episode. Among the dozens of Columbo episodes, do you know which one was Peter Falk's favourite? It was Now You See Him, an episode from the 5th season in which the killer is a magician. This episode stands out because it combines elements of mystery with the intrigue of magic, offering viewers a unique and thrilling experience. The murderer, played by Jack Cassidy, is a talented magician hiding a dark past. He was once a Nazi officer. This added depth to the character and made the episode more intense and engaging. Falk particularly loved the way the story was constructed, with magic tricks, cleverly used to cover up the crime, creating a gripping battle of wits between Columbo and the suspect. This episode is not only a testament to the writer's creativity, but also highlights the enduring appeal of Columbo, making it one of the most memorable in the entire series. 8. Peter Falk on Dean Martin's Celebrity Roast. If you think Peter Falk only appeared in Columbo, think again. In 1978, he participated in the famous comedy show Dean Martin's Celebrity Roast, where he appeared as Lieutenant Columbo. In this show, Falk had the audience laughing as he investigated the celebrities at the event, including Frank Sinatra, the guest of honor, being roasted, humorously mocked in that episode. The most surprising moment came when Falk jokingly revealed that Columbo's wife's name was Rose, a detail never mentioned in the series. While this was likely just a joke, it became a memorable moment for fans of the show. This appearance demonstrated the popularity of the Columbo character, who wasn't limited to the screen, but had become a beloved cultural icon, even making his way into comedy and variety shows. 7. The Mrs. Columbo spin-off series. The idea of a Mrs. Columbo spin-off might sound intriguing, but the result fell flat. In 1979, NBC decided to create a spin-off series focusing on Columbo's wife, a character who had never been seen on screen in the original series. Mrs. Columbo followed her life as a journalist and amateur investigator. But from the start, the project faced backlash from both the original producers and fans. Why the mystery surrounding Mrs. Columbo was one of the key elements of the character's charm. Bringing her to life on screen not only diminished this allure, but also conflicted with Columbo's portrayal as someone who kept his family life private. The spin-off was quickly cancelled after one season, but it remains a curious part of the Columbo legacy. 6. Flexible airing schedule. Unlike most TV series, Columbo wasn't aired on a weekly basis. Instead, it was part of the NBC mystery movie series, which rotated between different detective shows. This meant that viewers could only watch Columbo once a month, creating a special sense of anticipation. However, the real reason behind this unique schedule wasn't purely a marketing strategy, it was to accommodate Peter Falk's busy schedule. As a major film star, Falk wanted time to pursue other movie projects he enjoyed. To keep him on board, NBC agreed to make Columbo an irregularly aired series. Surprisingly, this sporadic schedule didn't diminish the show's popularity. On the contrary, it made each episode feel like an event, keeping the series fresh and unique over the years. 5. Peter Falk's awards and achievements. Peter Falk didn't just win over fans' hearts, he also earned widespread recognition from critics, receiving numerous prestigious awards. His role as Lieutenant Columbo earned him 1 Golden Globe and 4 Emmy Awards. An extraordinary achievement for a TV actor. Beyond this, Falk was also nominated for 2 Academy Awards during his film career, proving his talent extended far beyond just one role. Falk once said that what made him most proud of Columbo was that the character didn't rely on flashiness or brute strength to succeed. Instead, Columbo used intelligence, patience, and kindness to captivate both audiences and adversaries. The awards Falk received weren't just a tribute to his personal success, but also a testament to the enduring impact of Columbo, a cultural icon of both detective fiction and television history. 4. Columbo's popularity in Romania. If you think Columbo was only popular in the US and Western countries, think again. In 1974, the series caused an unprecedented sensation in Romania, a country under communist rule at the time. The Romanian government imposed strict quotas on foreign TV programming, meaning each season of Columbo was limited to fewer than 10 episodes. This restriction infuriated fans who believed the government was hiding the rest of the episodes. The situation became so tense that the Romanian government had to ask for help from the US Peter Falk in character, as Columbo recorded a video message in Romanian phonetically to reassure fans that more episodes would air. The video not only calmed tensions, but also turned Falk into a cultural hero in Romania. This story highlights not only Columbo's appeal, but also the power of television to connect people even across distant and divided worlds. 3. A Columbo statue in Hungary. Did you know that Peter Falk had Hungarian ancestry? To honour the legendary lieutenant, a statue of Columbo was erected in Budapest, Hungary. The statue is located on Falk Mixer Street, named after an ancestor of Peter Falk. What's even more remarkable is that the statue doesn't just feature Columbo, it also includes his beloved basset hound. The work quickly became a favourite spot for Columbo fans and tourists visiting Budapest. The statue isn't just a tribute to Peter Falk, but also a testament to the global admiration for Lieutenant Columbo. Though Falk has long passed away, the image of Columbo with his rumpled trenchcoat cigar and sharp intellect continues to live on in the hearts of fans worldwide. 2. Peter Falk's final years. Peter Falk wasn't just famous for playing Columbo, he was also beloved for his humble, approachable, and humorous personality in real life. However, his later years were marked by tragedy. In 2008, Falk was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, a condition that robbed him of his memories, including those of Columbo, the role that defined his career. It was a heartbreaking end for a man whose sharp intellect on screen had captivated the world. Falk passed away in 2011, leaving behind an enormous legacy as one of television's most iconic characters. Though he is no longer with us, the image of Peter Falk as Columbo remains immortal, a reminder of a golden era in detective fiction and television history. 1. Columbo's timeless legacy. Columbo isn't just a detective series, it's a cultural legacy, a timeless icon. With its unique storytelling approach, the character of Lieutenant Columbo completely redefined how audiences viewed detectives on the small screen. He didn't rely on thrilling action scenes or flashy style, but instead used intelligence, humility, and a touch of messiness to win over viewers' hearts. The How Catch 'em formula turned each episode into a feast of intellect, where fans not only watched Columbo solve cases, but also learned from his subtlety and cleverness. What sets Columbo apart isn't just the cases, it's his simplicity, the rumpled trenchcoat, the ever-present cigar, and the way he makes arrogant murderers bow to his brilliance. These traits have made Columbo an irreplaceable figure in television history. Over 50 years since the first episode aired, Columbo continues to live on in the hearts of fans, a testament to the power of a character built with talent and heart.